Hello, welcome back to Evil Genius Props. My name is Mike, and I'll be your Evil Genius for today. And we are kicking off what is going to be our Summer of Tiki. This is where we put in the splashy graphics. We don't have those. Nothing at all. It's the Summer of Tiki, and we're going to start off. Actually, we started off already with the Tiki Tentacle, if you saw that one. If not, it's going to be up here. Pick whichever one's right. And after that, we're going to do something else to go in the Tiki bar. As hinted at there, I have a Tiki bar in the house, but we also have a couple of cats who love their cat tower. But as you could see in those little drops there, the cat tower that we have in the Tiki bar is in no way Tiki themed or even tropical in the least. So we're going to work on that and replace it and just make a whole new one. It'll have a little Tiki head that they can hide in. It'll be hollow. The uprights will be palm trees. We're going to put some palm leaves coming down. There'll be a nice hammock for them to hang on. And should be a good time all around. But in the meantime, let's go get started. So this is our main component for parts of this, which is going to be one of these concrete tubes. This is a 12-inch model. And ideally what I want to do is cut off a section of this, split it this way, and sort of open it up. And hopefully it will still be a round enough shape that it'll work. The other thing that I want to use, that'll be for the Tiki head. The other thing is if I can cut the sides, cut like here, and then also over here, then I've got sort of a rounded curved bed that they also like on one of the other cat towers that we have. So I went in and measured, and the first thing I want to do is mark this out. We're going to go right at about 18 inches here. I'm just going to keep marking this. So I measured that out. It's going to be 18 inches. I sort of measured it around, and then we're just going to use, in this case, a circular saw, though from what I've read, you can use just about anything to cut this, up to and including a table saw, which might be easier, but I don't like the idea of sort of having to hold it and roll it by myself. So we're not going to do that. All right, that worked out pretty well. One of the things I did was I took a flexible ruler and sort of connected the various dots I made to give me a straight line rather than just try to connect the dots with the circular saw. It worked out. This is now 18 inches tall. This is what I'm hoping is going to be the Tiki head. Next step is going to be to sort of slice it down the middle and see what it looks like when we open it up. Alright, that looks like actually it's going to open up nicely. I was worried that maybe it wouldn't, it would like crease in the back instead of open up. So on the back, I want to put a post for them to climb onto, and that'll have a round top with the palm tree leaves coming off of it. I want to put a cover over part of this, but I also want to leave the back part here open so they can sort of climb up that post through here. This we're going to turn into a Tiki face, and we're going to carve that out of some thicker EVA foam, like floor mat style foam. And I think what happens when we attach it is we'll attach the post in the back, screw this into the post through here, and put some blocks or something down here to attach to. Possibly even do like a whole, do a couple of rounded pieces in there. But I do want to carpet the inside of this for the cats to lay on. And then when we put the top on, that'll help keep it open as well. One of the things I need to figure out is how big the base needs to be. So this is some leftover 1/2-inch plywood. I'm not going to use this for the base. I use this for some of the other pieces. But I can use this to sort of to figure out how big I want it all to be. That'll let me figure out if I can even do another tube here. All right, so if I put a piece here, it's going to get wrapped in corded material, probably that way. Same thing over here. This is probably over 3 feet now. It's bigger than I want it to be. So this was a 2 foot by 4 feet piece of plywood. I cut off 10 inches. So if I wanted to make it say 2 foot square, it'd be right there. So if I do that, so it goes like that, wrap that, screw this into here, screw one into there, put a block on the edge to screw into, and I can put, like I said, a surface on top here for them to sit on, leave this open so they can climb up this, which is going to be about here, and then have a platform or something here, and then one bigger one over on this side. So, all right, what I think I figured out is that I can make the base 2 feet square. Probably going to do like 3/4 inch OSB. I don't need it to be very smooth because I'm going to cover the whole thing in carpet, but I do kind of want to be a little bit weighty to help make it stable. I measured the platforms that I have on the current one, and they are 12 inches, and my adult cats just barely fit on them. So I think we're going to go to 16 inches and be a little bit bigger. But again, we'll put that maybe, this is 18 inches, 2 feet, 30. So if we do 36 here, maybe 30 here. Four feet, maybe. Go check and see how tall the other ones we have are. And our top one is going to be, again, one of these pieces that's sort of split in half to be sort of almost like a tube shape they can lay in. Might even double it up because it's kind of thin. At this point, I took the tube inside for some user testing. Looks like he's approving. I want to cut some supports to help hold this open. So what I've got here are a couple of 6-inch pieces of wood. We put one at the bottom, one at the top. Realize I should have put this on top of the scrap cardboard or plywood first, but we'll make it work. And then on the inside, draw this curve to match. And then I'm going to cut that out on the bandsaw to that curve so I can put this on the inside to help hold it open. I can make that front part be flat even because it's going to be covered up ultimately. But I can do this and then do two. So I can put one at the bottom and one at the top. I can probably just staple those in or glue them, or both really. Glue then staple as a clamp. And that'll hold this to the right position. Then I can figure out what this shape needs to be. I guess it'd be this shape. And use that to cut it out. Do a similar sort of process as I'm doing here. But I've got that shape down. I'm going to go cut it out and we'll come back. All right, I cut this out. I'm going to put it here on the bottom. And I'm also going to mark, I can still see the lines, so I'm going to mark those. So this is my opening in between those, right here. And what I'll do is put some glue and some staples in there to hold this open, and then I'm going to flip the whole thing over. And actually, I'm not going to flip it over. I'm going to draw the inside again of how big I want this piece to be, so I can use that to make the inside piece here. So I'm going to make the inside piece, trace the inside, and then put that on the top, but put it on the inside. So this will be like, it will actually, instead of sitting on top, it will be inside. Actually, if I do the outside, I can set it on top, still glue it. All right. Either way, next step is going to be attaching this piece to our tube. And glue and staple that down. All right, I'm going to flip this over and draw the outside. So I'm going to cut this part out and then make a cutout for the cats to sort of climb through. So here's what I did. I traced this one, and then since I need to cut out a top for it anyway, I took my Palini pocket rule here, which is an 8-inch model, and if I put a pencil here in this little diamond shaped cutout, I can use that, and then I took the marker here and I was able to go around and make a 16-inch circle. So I can cut out a circle and cut out this part after I've done that, and then I've got the hole in the top for the cats to go in and out of. Then all I have to do is cut this out, do it again over there. I'll have my 2 platforms that I want to make. All right, I've cut the top piece here. We're going to put it up here and sort of squeeze it in there. So we'll do the same thing. We'll glue and staple this. We've got a nice cutout here, cats to come up. So we'll put this in place, and while that's drying, do the other circle. This is the first one. It's a little bit bigger, but we're going to put that up here. I might actually end up cutting a bite out of this one. They can climb up and come up to here. So as I looked at this, I decided what I would do is what I planned on doing in the first place, which is cutting out a support piece on the inside. So I'm going to glue and attach that, and then this piece will go on top and will attach to this, but also then the support on the edges will come from the tube. So like it'll still support the weight, not being held on by this, not being held on by this piece, but will actually ride on top so that it can sort of sit on top of the tube and make use of that structural, support. But if I just do it by itself on top, then there's not a lot to attach it to. There's not a lot of support. So if I do this, it'll be harder to go up, but it'll still be able to sit on the sides, so it's not being like the weight of the cat, for instance, would not be held up by some staples and some glue. All right, while the glue is drying, I'm going to go ahead and just put some screws in. Thought I completely missed, didn't I? Yep. All right, they're not poking through, so they're not going to hurt a cat. But we've got a nice opening for them. We're going to cover up most of the front, but this is going to be a mouth. So that like the mouth of the tiki is going to be here. So they're enter through that, and then be able to go up through there as well. All right, I'm going to go cut out another one of these discs. I'm going to show you real quick what I was talking about earlier with using the flexible ruler here. So I've got lined up on one mark here, mark here, and we'll mark here. And I can do that. Roll it, find the next lines. The same thing. Knocking off the tape measure is just a benefit. That's not required. So these pieces will go up top. It's just sort of a seating area. They like to lay in this. I think the sides make them feel safe and secure. But I can double it up like this, screw it into the support, and be good to go. All right, those are all the pieces cut to length and shape. Screwed these two together. These are already attached. I glued these two pieces down so they would be a little more structurally secure. I also have a piece of the plywood that I'm going to put underneath just so that that's where they seem to jump up onto it. So a little more structure just so they don't break the cardboard there. But let's lay it out. So the tiki head's going to go over here. The tallest tower is going to go here, that back corner. Okay, this one over here. This one like that. You stay? Yeah. All right. That. Right. Obviously nothing's attached there, but you can see the layout, and they can come in here, come up to the top, jump onto this, to there, all the way up to the top, or some combination thereof. Straight onto here, straight up to there. That's probably too far for them to jump, but also then even coming down, you can go that way. They don't seem to like to jump from this high up, but they will if they have to. I'm not going to attach anything now. I'm going to put on the carpeting and the rope and stuff like that first, so that it can sort of screw through the rug, basically through the carpeting. But we're going to do the tiki face on the front there. But if you wanted to make just a regular cat tower, which I guess people do that sort of thing, but I mean, if there's an opportunity to theme it, why wouldn't you? Stop here and just cover the various pieces how you want. Get some special carpeting or rugs to go on there. Even just regular carpet remnants will work just fine. But there's your layout for it, basically. And like I said, we'll stop there for today. But when we come back, we'll take this regular boring cat tower and maybe tiki-fy it a little bit more. All right, well, thanks for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.